hear me out. I have a theory. She's grabbing a bleach. Attacker comes and attack her. She drops the bleach, spills it up into the air. It ends up in her scalp.
We befriend the bear after we beat it in a brawl. Then we ride it into a Chuck E. Cheese. Dance, dance, revolution.
We're big brain over here. We're putting this on mean.
Of all things, how is it the tablet? Please, Grace, stop it. You gotta stop, Grace.
Hey!
Oh my God! Are we on? Okay. Hi there. You must be an ultimate, right? This is a pretty weird situation we're in, right? I mean, after all, they want us to kill each other, but we can't do that. We have to let help prevail. I don't know why I keep doing this stuff, bro. People are gonna click off the video. Yahoo, it's Destiny, and welcome back to Project AIN's Garden. You guys have shown so much support for this series, and we're just gonna keep it going. I'm not even gonna dilly-dally with the intro. We're just gonna get right on into it. Investigation start. Okay, so last time we found a dead body. It was a fake dead body though, and they want us to solve a death, like a murder that happened in the past. So that's why I was confused, and I'm like, what's going on? Like, this is not the normal murder stuff that we're used to. Before I do anything else, I should go back over that tablet. The victim is Kara Koskinen, the ultimate teacher's aide. She was stabbed in the torso 28 times.
28 stab wounds.
The victim also suffered chemical burns to the head. The most notable burns are to her eyes and scalp. Eyes, scalp. The cause of death is blood loss. Time of death is unknown. There's a lot going on here. Chemical burns in addition to 28 stab wounds? Jeez, I don't want to believe anything the speaker guy says, but if this murder really is based on true events, dang, the killer is totally sick in the head. Tablet has been added to the truth bullet section of your trinkets! Let's go, evidence! Also, forgive me if I sound a little bit stuffy today. I did come down with a cold, but that's not gonna stop me from giving good quality content to you guys. So let's get back into it. Okay, these are the people that stayed, because we had so many people that left, but we have, okay, I forgot everybody's names. I'm so bad at names. We have race car guy dude, pirate guy. I know that's Jean. I know that's Jean. We have Eloise. It starts with a U something. And then we have the musician guy over here just like in the corner. What are you doing over here, buddy? Mark. This is Mark. We're rolling with Mark because Mark rolling with us.
Hi.
Hey, are you investigating? I'll take that as a no. He's always so quiet. Poor guy. Oh, look at his little... Oh, his animal is the alligator. Remember last time we were talking about everybody's alligators? His hat is like alligator. Okay, Elise?
I just want to go home.
I can't believe this is happening. Ugh, it's just a dummy. It'll all be fine. She's clearly having a moment. Not something I want to deal with right now. Okay, what about you? Ulysses. Ulysses was scribbling something down in his notebook.
Take note of this.
Curious. Corporate television can barely create convincing corpses. So how does one wind up here? What does that mean? He finished what he was writing and lowered the book from his face.
According to my notes.
You see, convincingly realistic mannequins like this one are real but rare. It's cheaper, albeit chunkier, to recreate a body using special effects, but that's obviously not the case here. Somehow, we have a mannequin indistinguishable from a real human. Our captors must not be title money.
Yes.
They could produce an amazing TV show, certainly. Get out of my face. We got more people to talk to. Jean, you're brave, Jean, for doing all that stuff. So, oh, his voice is so deep. Hold on. So, this is based on a real case. I barely know the girl, yet I feel horrible. I've had my fair share of grievances, but nothing like what she would have endured. Grr. I'd do anything to get back my ship, even if I had to live through a never-ending storm. Jean seems to miss being out at sea. I guess I can't blame him. I want to be anywhere but here right now. You know, Rhett, honestly, this place is pretty nice. I don't know.
Oh boy.
Oh boy. Did you catch a look at Kai's face before he ran away? Dude was about to puke. Guess the whole thing got to the better of him.
For real?
Yeah, it's really gruesome, right? I swear on my dragster that I've never seen anything like it. I mean, I don't make a habit of running into dead bodies, but still, you know? At the end of the day, it's just some puppet. It can't be any worse than a Halloween decoration. Where have you been trick-or-treating? Wolf Creek Crater? A discovery like this would have traumatized anyone. Well, almost anyone. I'm fairly thick-skinned. He's clearly not in the right headspace for an investigation. I should just ignore him. He's not phased. If anybody, I don't think he's the perfect person to be, like, in the right mind space for an investigation. Okay, we talked to anybody, so let's, like, examine the body. There doesn't seem like there's a lot going on here, so I'm kind of concerned. Our captors gave us a lot of information about this victim. To their credit, what's written on the tablet seems accurate, but I should inspect the body just in case. Dang it. It's just a doll, Damon. Stop hesitating. You're a debater. It's okay. You're not used to doing dead body stuff. We've never had an ultimate forensic scientist. That would be interesting. The doll was slumped against the door, her torso soaked in blood. Parts of her shirt had been ripped open, exposing bits of bloody, indiscernible pulp. It's the stab wounds, isn't it? I quickly took a step back, trying to control my breathing to avoid throwing up. There's not even a smell. It's just a doll. There's no reason to be afraid of a doll. Okay, body. The girl had been stabbed repeatedly. I don't need the tablet to know that. However, her cause of death, you'd think that it was a stab to the heart or something, but the tablet claimed blood loss. Taking a closer look, the wounds, they didn't seem excessively deep. At least not deep enough to pierce her heart. If she died from blood loss, what does that say about the killer? It says that the killer wanted her to suffer! Jeez! They probably could have killed her quickly if they wanted. Did they want her to suffer a slow death? Look, I'm already locked in. This is why I put this on mean difficulty. We're big brain. Dang, that's messed up. Is there more stuff on the body? Like, is there anything else? I feel like there's a lot of other stuff to examine. Like, can we examine the burn marks? Like, I feel like we're not truly, you know, hands. Here we go. Her hands were surprisingly clean, all things considered. There were no other marks or injuries apart from her nails. It looked like there was dried blood underneath them. Why was there blood under her nails but not on the rest of her hand? She was scratching at the killer. That's what she was doing. I watched too many Criminal Minds to know that. Victim's hands has been added to the truth bullet section of your trinket. Let's go. That's gonna be useful. Okay, let's get a look at the knife. We love when people leave the weapon at the crime scene. Makes it very convenient. A bloody knife lay next to the victim. It's safe to say that this must be the murder weapon. Bloody knife has been added to the truth bullet section. That's all you have to say about it? Okay, and what's the assault rifle doing here? Because that doesn't that had nothing to do with the murder. The initial sight of the doll shocked me so much I completely overlooked this rifle. I don't know if it's American or something, but that's the first thing I saw. Inspecting it now, I realized something. Because I thought she got lit up. If the victim was stabbed, why was a rifle near her body? That rifle. Could you step back for a bit? I'm curious about something. What? No, Before I could finish my sentence, Jean walked over to where I was and picked up the gun. Hey, you're messing with the crime scene. Ignoring me, he released the magazine of the gun with surprising ease. From the top of the magazine protruded a loaded bullet. I see. Oh, that's interesting. This rifle hasn't even been used. Definitely a dangerous thing to have around. I'll put it down and guard it so nobody gets any smart ideas. Wait, that's a real rifle? No, because I thought that was like, because the girl was a doll, so I thought that it was like a toy rifle. Like, I didn't think that was a real, like, you know? We gotta keep that away from Desmond, because Desmond is a marksman. If somebody gets shot with a rifle, we'll know it's Desmond, 100%. Better than him holding it. Dang, a loaded gun. What was going on in the killer's head? Why bring a gun to the crime scene and not even use it? Unless that gun was purely for intimidation? Oh, I didn't even think of that. Damien, you're onto something. It's not very logical, but it'd be a twisted game to play with the victim. Assault rifle has been added to the truth bullet section of your trinket. That seemed to be all the evidence. Nothing else was catching my eye. We're supposed to make a case with this? I should check the inside of the closet now. Oh, there's more. Okay. Thank you. Also, because usually, like, in Danganronpa games, you're like, the like perpetrator is within the group of people, so now you're like going around talking to people and asking them for their alibis, but none of us did it. So like, what? Okay, in the closet. Oh my gosh, like the inside of the building. The inside of the closet was old and dilapidated. It was the last place I'd want to dig through, but I had to gather as much evidence as possible. Otherwise, I won't be able to present a strong argument. Ah, ultimate debater. He's really about the cases here. These three people right here, these are my three favorite people in the game. Plus the tiny girl. Those are my three favorite characters in the game right now. And plus the golfer girl, but I've seen the most of them, so that's I'm biased, okay? Let's talk to Eva. There might be more clues around here. I'm going to check this entire closet for evidence. No thanks. A person like her is probably more likely to cause a murder, not solve one. That's not true. She seems very inquisitive to me. All right, have fun with that. What are you doing? What's up, Mozart? How's it going? I need to inspect the area around me before I think about moving to the back of the room. I just want to talk to Mozart. What do you have to say, Cassidy?
Check it out.
Hey, check out what's behind this door. Saying that, she stepped away from the corner.
Right.
It's a ladder. Doesn't seem like there's anything strange about it. Why was this brought to my attention again?
Not cool.
I'm disappointed in you. Huh?
So hackneyed.
You call that thing a ladder? It's so obviously a step ladder.
Seriously.
Aren't they practically the same thing?
Pardon me.
I have to agree with Miss Amber. Everyone knows an ace investigator must record his evidence as accurately as possible. Okay. That's certainly what the victim would want. Oh, he's serious about this one. Cause like everybody has like personal attachments because he's a lawyer, so he would have to get the evidence and do lawyer things. Blah. A guy that doesn't get my references is no fun to be around. I'm gonna check on the peeps outside. Smell you later, lawyer man. I don't get that reference either. Does anybody get that reference? What's that reference to? She's already out of here. Did she even investigate anything besides that stupid ladder? I can see it being like a SpongeBob reference or something. Okay, let's look at the shelf. The shelf was packed with an assortment of towels. I briskly inspected them, lifting each towel to check for anything underneath. Many had gathered dust, but that was it. Nothing looked suspicious about them. Okay? Regular old towels, no true bullets there. Bucket. It's a bucket. Pretty typical thing to find inside a janitor's closet. But why is it randomly lying here? And what's pouring out of it? There's nothing inside it except... What does this smell? It smells like bleach? Is that where the chemical burns come from? Oh, that gives me the creeps. Chemical burns is that hurts my soul. Okay, let's look at this step. Oh, we can't even look at the step ladder. I thought that was interesting. There's a clock here. There's a clock above the door. Doesn't seem like it works. Okay, thanks for nothing. Back of the closet. I need to inspect it. Okay. Is there anything more to inspect in the front here? Oh, I probably should use WASD. We must make every effort to examine the crime scene as thoroughly as possible, not for the sake of entertaining the people who kidnapped us, but for the sake of the victim. After all, this was based on a real murder, was it not? That was what the tablet said, though I'm still skeptical about the validity of that statement. Looks like that's everything around here. I should check out the other end of the room. Grab that mop! Better grab that mop, it's getting sticky in this closet. Hey. Oh, there's more people! Oh my gosh, everybody stayed! I'm so proud of everybody! Is the mop not significant? Okay, bro. I was so excited about the mop. Okay, let's talk to you, Desmond. You didn't seem to say anything about that rifle when we first saw it. I checked all the containers on this shelf. They're all full, with the exception of one. A bottle of bleach. Bleach? Huh, there was a bucket in this closet that reeked of it. That's probably not a coincidence, given this thing is supposed to emulate a real crime scene. It's crazy how much effort has been put into this. Yeah, I can't think too much about what kind of situation we're in, or I'll never be able to handle it. Okay, I see the Tide Pods back there. What do you have to say, Ingrid?
Golly.
These shelves are real intriguing. Take a look. Some of the cleaning brands go as far back as the 80s and 90s. You recognize them? 'Cause I use them. Why would you do that? Oh, chemicals do the job better since there were fewer regulations about what's poisonous and all that. They did that for a reason. Are you okay? Just don't ask where I got them. Don't want to alert the fuzz. I'm sure they don't care about her black market cleaning supplies. That's a lot of effort for some cleaning supplies. That security camera, it's brand new. Now that she mentioned it, it does look out of place. You'd think it would have gathered dust like the other items in here. Did it recently get cleaned or something? My company's headquarters have similar ones installed, except these cameras are even more high-tech. Ugh, typical school, spending more on security than educating their students. That's assuming this is even the academy's doing. Okay, is there anything significant back here? Besides them? Besides the camera, no. It's another surveillance camera. Is the guy on the speaker watching us through this? Just that thought made my stomach turn. Ding dong, bing bong! That's not a lot of stuff to go on. What? Like, there's nobody's testimony. There's no motive. Like, we don't have anything. Alright, everyone. That's time. Look at you all. You investigated the crime scene so well. It's enough to bring a tear to my eye. Jokes aside, please meet by the elevator for the class trial. You should find it somewhere around the Tree of Ignorance. Don't make me wait too long. I might start getting zap happy. See you soon. Kalik. Class trial? What the heck does that mean? Sounds like that's the end of our investigation.
Let's see.
If we're done with this closet, we should go outside and talk to the others. I'm so confused. Cause like, I put this on hard difficulty, but that's not a lot to go off of. Like, oi, what the heck is a class trial? Your guess is as good as mine. Obviously, we're going to court. What? Court? He's going to put us on trial?
Listen to me.
Maybe that's where we'll talk about the clues we found.
Just saying.
It makes sense for our current situation. Investigation, clues, files. What else could that stuff be for? Good point. It does seem oddly similar to court procedures. Obviously, we're missing key suspects and witnesses, but they don't seem to be relevant to this case anyway. It's pretty relevant to me! Wait a minute. He mentioned that this elevator was near the Tree of Ignorance, right? He must be referring to the room with the tree.
Focus.
What an astute observation! Probably, yeah. It's the only thing I can think of. However, I don't recall seeing an elevator anywhere. Then what are we waiting for? Let's get our butts over there. She keeps treating this like a dumb game. If we're really going on trial, it's gonna be a nuisance to deal with. We might as well follow her. One by one, everyone left. I guess I have no choice but to go as well. I'm treating this like a game too. I'm trying to solve the case. Okay, but it's reasonable for me to treat it as a game because we're literally playing a game. But for her, it's kinda suspect. It's very sus. I love doing my voice for her. Toshiko, that's what it was. She is really short. Aw, how do you remain so stoic at a time like this? Aren't you worried at all?
It's simple.
No, not really. It's not like we're investigating some high-stakes murder. Just you wait, Damon. It's just a dummy, that's it. Yes, quite. I completely concur. She's obviously faking it. Without even looking at her face, I could tell she's sweating bullets. I mean, I would be too. Okay, I don't think there's anybody else in here, and if there is, oh well, we're moving on to the Tree of, what was it, Ignorance? Absolence? Something. Oh, the elevator's probably like the weird door outline, you know? When I arrived at the tree, I saw that people were already bickering. A big tree? Eden Garden's Academy's overused religious symbolism is tight. I really hope we get let out after this.
Oi, you.
Oi, Can you confirm, liar chick? Hello? Why are you asking her?
Ross.
Come off the grass. She's clearly faking her talent.
Am I hearing you right?
And that makes her one of the bad guys. Who would want to fake their identity besides someone with a secret to hide? I bet she's the one who brought that gas bomb onto the train. And she didn't think to bring a mask to avoid passing out or whatever?
No one else is gonna say it.
If all you needed was a mask to protect you, then... Hey, don't look at me. I literally passed out. This helmet's got plenty of holes in it. I'd suffocate otherwise.
I got something to say.
No, the liar chick's totally sus. Just look at how calm she's been acting. She somehow knew that a dead body was a dummy. Then she poked it in the face. If she was really a part of the people that brought us here, would she even be the one to point out the fact, like, would she make herself suspicious if she would? I mean, you're not making sense. That's not normal. I told you, it was my intuition. Intuition, my butt. It's not unbelievable. My gut told me we should inspect the doll. Now look at us. We're on a mission to solve her murder. Where's this elevator supposed to be again? That's right. There's meant to be an elevator around here. But all I say is the tree of ignorance. Maybe we're missing something here. Or maybe we're being played for fools. Touch the statue. The statue. I feel like the statue has something to do with it. Statue. At the base of the tree was a marble bust depicting a figure in a creepy mask. There were cracks all over the mask, and one of the eyes was even missing. How old must this thing be? You noticed the statue too, don't you? Huh? Oh yeah.
All right.
What's up with the statue? There's definitely something whack about it. I just can't put my finger on what. It's the gamer instincts. We're on the same wavelength. The mask is broken. There's a piece missing. Is that weird? That statue's probably like super old. It makes sense it'd be cracking and stuff. No, this definitely seems intentional. Like it's crappy on purpose? Even so, it's not relevant to the elevator, is it? Well, you know. Maybe if we find the piece and place it back on the statue, something will happen. Like a puzzle-solving game. See, we're locked in, we're locked in. That sounds kind of far-fetched, but it wouldn't hurt to try. You saying we gotta look around for the other part of the mask? Hold on to your butts, cause I got the eyes of a predator.
Whatever.
This isn't a competition. Never mind. With that, everybody started to search for the tree again. Or search the tree again. Some people inspected the tree itself, while others scoured around it. After what seemed like only a few minutes, Grace stood up frantically with something in her hand. Oi! Everyone! I found it! We gathered around Grace to see what she was holding.
Nice.
Nice. That must be it. What should we do with it? Do we just stick it back in the mask? Probably, yeah. I'll take care of it.
Soybean.
Back off, Hercules! You ain't the one who found it. Grace brought the piece over to the statue and slotted it right into the mask. And then nothing happened. That was anticlimactic. Kalik. Suddenly, the ground we were standing on began to shake. Golly. Oh, golly!
Oh, shit!
Are we about to die? Ooh, oh my gosh, animation? Purr, love that. This tree actually looks like awesome. I want one of these in my house one day. Valid reaction. Yo, I was right.
Whoa.
That actually worked. A freaking secret passageway in a tree. I never thought I'd see that. He sounds like when Morty says a vat of fake acid. Are you dying of dementia? Visit. The tree of knowledge is a symbol of sentience, intuition, and understanding. I forgot to read the rest before clicking next. The tree of ignorance emulates the wonder of nature, but does not achieve it. And justly so, for ignorance often aspires to be seen as wisdom. Kalik. Oh gosh! Now he's spitting random philosophy. We're so effed. Will this take us to the elevator? There's stairs at the front of the opening. What are we waiting for? Let's explore. Why the sudden rush? Duh, I want to get home. If we get this over with, we'll get out quicker. It's simple math.
Sure.
Fair enough. So we just walk in, do we? One by one, we approach the opening of the tree. And descended into the darkness. Ooh! This is an elevator. I see. The elevator is underneath the tree. This is a nice elevator. Reckless investments, I'm telling you. With a rumble, the elevator began its descent. This is the most talkative group we've ever seen from a Danganronpa game because none of them are the murderer. Like, we stood in silence, 16 worried strangers plummeting into the unknown. That's what we were after all. Random people thrown into this horrible place. And for what? Some twisted man's game? A fake crime scene, an investigation, a creepy statue, an elevator in a tree. None of this was the work of your average kidnapper. This was something much bigger, and in no way could it be connected to Eden's Gardens Academy. Eden's Garden Academy. Down in the bayou. The elevator began to slow, snapping me out of my thoughts. I stood up tall, and when the movement stopped completely, the doors opened. Let's see what our courtroom is looking. Ooh, this is a nice trial room. It reminds me of V3. In front of us was a large circular hall supported by marble pillars. In the center of a room, 16 podiums had been arranged into a circle. Were those for us? Yes, 16 podiums, 16 people. Come on now. Welcome, everyone. I hope you enjoyed the elevator ride, even if it was a bit quick. As you can see, this is the trial room. Each podium has a name on it. Find your designated podium and stand there until I give out further instructions. And if we don't comply, then I'll zap you, of course.
Back off.
Not this zapping stuff again. Just face it, Miss Madison. We have to go along with his demands. Looks like there's a few smart ones in the pack, eh? Well, come along now. We don't have all day. There was no avoiding it. We had to assume our places. Let's get into it. This isn't even that bad. Like, this is like somebody else's murder. Like, we're chilling. Scanning the faces around me, everyone wore similar expressions. Discomfort, anger, worry. It didn't end. We've been kidnapped and forced to play as pawns in some inane game. No free will, no choice in our actions. Spiral. It's pretty new. Like this. All we could do was move forward. We had to hope for an escape. A way to run from this twisted place. We had to solve this murder case. We don't have a lot to go off of though. Would you like to save your game? Yes. View trinket. We can look at our trinket. We have a couple of truth bullets. Okay. Look, we only have 5 truth bullets. I guess because it's like the tutorial or something, maybe. Yep, we have the tablet with the victim, the knife, the assault rifle, and then the bloody bucket stuff. I would have said, like, maybe she accidentally did something, but I don't think she accidentally stabbed herself 28 times. Okay, and we're not changing the difficulty. I put it on mean, right? Yep, this is how it's gonna stay. Begin class trial. Class trial in session. Let's go. I'm so excited. Can't wait to hear some people say some dumb stuff and then have to rebut it.
Let's begin with a brief explanation of the
Voice
class
acting?
trial. The objective here is simple. Explain how the murder took place. Using evidence you've gathered during the investigation, you will argue what you believe happened to the victim. Should you all agree on the right answer, you will be free to leave this place. Should you all agree on the wrong answer, well, you'll find out. That's all there is to it. Have fun, everybody.
Somebody, get me out of here.
Wolfgang.
If this is something we must discuss, I know a good place to start.
This is the voice acting we've gotten from everybody, so I'm excited.
Get me out of here, 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 get me out of here.
Ballot reaction.
Somebody get me out of here!
E. What did you expect to happen? Oh, she's done. She's gone.
What happened to her?
She's gone.
Shit! Fried her brain!
Oh my gosh.
Calm down. It's
She got the
only
SAO
shock.
treatment.
She won't suffer any permanent side effects.
E.
If I wanted to see the brain dead bicker, I'd just turn on the telly.
The telly.
On that note, please, carry on.
Holy. The people running this thing aren't playing around.
As you were saying, Wolfgang?
Right, continue.
The way I see it, the objective of this trial.
He was cut off.
By the way, can I get like a seat with this thing?
That's so real.
I'm just gonna be an onlooker. It's only fair.
You're seriously not going to contribute?
What am I even supposed to do?
It was your fault you didn't involve the crime scene.
We're here to solve a
Or
mystery.
inspect.
Yeah. Who murdered that dummy chick, right?
Not who murdered her, how they murdered her.
Did that tablet not explain it?
Right, she died from blood loss. Am I
It
tripping?
listed her wounds, yes, but it didn't explain how they were inflicted.
She was stabbed. That's how they were inflicted. Like,
Probably because it's so obvious.
But, Miss Amber, you didn't even read the tablet.
Have to.
Would you look at that? A debate's already underway.
So excited. She's like actually foaming at the mouth, guys. Can we get a medic? These guys are clearly confused. I need to stop them before they arrive at the wrong conclusion. Oh gosh, do you hear that? That's the sound of a non-stop debate approaching. Ah! During non-stop debates, your classmates will speak one after another without interruption. That's what they've been doing so far. Students may say things that contradict the truth, and it's your job to determine which statements must be broken in order to progress the trial. For your ammo, you have been armed with the truth bullets you've gathered during the investigation. Truth bullets that are relevant to the debate will be loaded into your truth cylinder. Use the mouse to aim your reticle and right-click to fire. You'll want to aim for words highlighted in gold. Those are the weak spots. A lie or contradiction may be hiding within a weak spot. Carefully compare your classmates' statements to the evidence you have gathered, and use the correct truth bullet to destroy the relevant weak spot. If things are flying by too fast, use the spacebar to concentrate. This will temporarily slow down time. Spacebar, slow down time. Speaking of time, be sure not to run out of it. That's an automatic game over. Not that someone of your caliber would ever fail. Cause we're like the Sigma detectives, like that's why. Anyway, press the F3 key to revisit these controls whenever you wish. Okay, truth cylinder, select, time, weak spot, influence, / focus gauge. Okay, I'm locked in. That's all for now. Don't jump to too many conclusions. Oh, non-stop debate. My frames are dropping. Okay, assault rifle or bloody knife. Is somebody gonna say she got shot?
Who killed Kara?
Okay.
But how she died.
That is true.
Is that true?
Yes.
Objection!
We didn't say anything.
Obvious what the murder weapon was.
Okay, that's not a
didn't
contradiction
get a
so
good
far.
look at the crime scene, but the body was pretty bloody.
That's true.
And what could have spilled that blood?
The body.
Besides that
Boom.
big scary gun.
Okay, pause. Assault rifle, no. Bloody knife. Oh, I gotta go back.
That's right. There was a gun.
I wasn't ready.
You hear that, lawyer man? She agrees.
But that doesn't mean it's right. Come on, Wolfgang. You know that's not right. The loudest voices in the room are always the smartest. Fortunately, an uninformed argument is never difficult to shoot down.
The mystery was never about
Okay, I know what
who
we're doing
killed
now.
Kara.
Besides that big scary gun.
See, why do you get to say anything? Shoot! Why didn't it shoot?
Right. There
Am I
was a
tripping?
gun.
Change. Oh, fire with right. Yikes, we're running out of time. Running out of time. Running out of time. Can I speed this up?
What the murder weapon
MIA, running out of
didn't
time.
get a
We gotta
good
go,
look
we gotta
at
go,
the
we gotta go.
crime
I know.
The body was pretty bloody.
See, I don't understand why people who didn't
that
investigate the crime
blood?
scene get to
Besides
speak.
that big scary gun.
Okay, right there. Shoot it, please.
Ah,
Hit.
That's right.
What does
Okay.
that even have to do with anything?
Wait, did I do it right? I hope so. There's no timer anymore. What does that even have to do with anything? She's right. How could I mess this up? What are you talking about? You said it was the gun, and I shot it with the knife. Are we about to mess this up right now? Is it the assault rifle?
Didn't get a good
Guys,
look
we're
at the
about to
crime
lose.
scene.
Oh my gosh. Did I miss? Yikes. What am I missing? What am I missing? Am I tripping?
Objection.
Would you not want to give the
It's
correct
obvious what the murder weapon
piece
was.
of evidence? Would you not?
Didn't get a
If
good
you were
look
to
at the
contradict
crime
somebody's
scene,
statement, why would you contradict it
but
with,
the body was pretty
okay,
bloody.
whatever. Like, why would it make sense to use the assault rifle here? It makes sense to use the knife here because the knife is what contradicts it, or the tablet. And okay, whatever.
Stop butting in. You barely investigated the crime scene to begin with.
Oh, clock it.
Whoa, what? I searched that place from top to bottom.
You searched the
All right,
step ladder.
Then tell me, how was a fully loaded assault rifle used as the murder weapon?
Boom,
Easy.
clock it.
It wasn't. Obviously, the shooter reloaded their gun to full capacity.
Copium.
Any smart shooter could tell you that. Right.
Why are you bringing me into this?
Because you're a shooter.
Except, the victim suffered multiple stab wounds to the torso.
28 stab
If the
wounds.
gun was fired, not only should the body have had bullet wounds, but there would be shell casings from the fired bullets. We saw neither at the crime scene.
Details. If the gun didn't do that, chicken, what was the actual murder weapon?
Maybe the knife right next to the body? Let me focus, concentrate. Their actual murder weapon was the ladder. Had to be.
I got it.
I got it.
The bloody knife. It's just so blatantly obvious. It was literally right next to the victim.
Why so Cam's razor gotta ruin everything?
Interesting. Both the knife and the rifle were present at the crime scene, but only the knife was used.
He says, looking at his notes. I feel like if you shoot somebody, that would draw a lot of attention.
If the killer didn't use the rifle, why was it at the crime scene?
Great question.
Maybe it came
Great
from
question.
inside the closet.
The assault rifle?
Don't see why you'd be storing a gun in Canada's closet.
Thank you, Jean.
Man, I don't know. What if it's not even related to the murder?
It's probably not.
It's covered in blood.
Thanks.
Oh no. Everyone's starting to yell.
Aww. This debate is getting out of control fast. I need to say something. Let's talk about the bleach. Non-stop debate. Tablet, assault rifle to victim's hands. Okay.
To reiterate, both the rifle and the knife were next to the victim's body.
That is correct.
Yet they opted for the knife.
Yes.
Odd choice.
Not really. I feel like it's the more discreet one of the two. I don't know.
These days, it's all about aesthetics over effectiveness.
Aesthetics of the gun?
Your opinion, lady.
Uh-oh.
If the gun was broken,
okay.
Then the killer would have no reason to bring it with them.
That's true. Wait.
And yet, they did.
Maybe it's like maybe the killer didn't bring the weapon. It's easy to assume the killer was the one holding the gun. Okay, I'm on the right track, but considering the details of the victim's death, inclined to think otherwise. Yep. Okay, so I'm gonna use her hands on that one.
And the knife.
Or is it gonna be the assault rifle because it had blood on it? I think it's victim's hands.
Then the killer.
Ah, it's right there. I missed it. Oh my god, I wasn't locked in. I was drinking apple juice, bro.
And yet, they did.
Oh my gosh, my poor time.
Watch it be for the aesthetic.
Watch it be for the aesthetic. Murdercore, my favorite.
To reiterate, both the rifle and the knife.
Because I gotta sit through the whole thing that I can't focus. I gotta lock in.
Yet they.
Okay, here it's right here. Lock in. Killer, wrong. Guys, we're gonna lose again.
That has nothing to do with anything.
Yes, it does. Her hands were bloodied. The gun was bloodied. This is gonna drive me crazy.
To reiterate,
they pick like the worst evidence. Did I just miss? Oh my gosh.
You have no reason to
stop.
Are you out of it? That has nothing to do with anything.
What is the logic here? If you said the killer wasn't holding the gun, then why would I not link killer to assault rifle and or the victim's hands? It's about to make me mad. It's about to make me mad. If I have to start over from the beginning, I'm gonna be mad.
To reiterate,
okay.
Both the rifle and the knife.
Both the rifle and the knife. I'm just about to start shooting stuff, bro. Boom. Okay, bro. Oh, I'm gonna lose it. I'm gonna lose it.
No.
How was it the tablet? Of all things. Of all things. How is it the tablet?
If we keep assuming the killer had the gun, we'll end up running in circles.
I swear, if he mentions her bloody hands or the assault rifle in this explanation, I'm gonna lose it.
What? You think the killer was unarmed?
No, they were definitely armed. With a knife.
Yeah, the killer.
The reason they didn't use a gun is probably because they never had it to begin with.
But then...
What does that have to do with the tablet?
Easy. The victim.
Whoa, the dummy had the gun?
If it wasn't the killer, it has to be her. She must have brought it to the closet. She was probably carrying it before the murder, but dropped it when the killer attacked her.
There's so much wrong with developers. I hope it's explained. But listen with me for a bit. If she was holding the gun, right? She was holding the gun, right? And then the victim attacked her. So she drops the gun. Right? She's getting stabbed left and right. How does blood get on the gun? Because even if she got stabbed and she touched herself and then she reached for the gun, she could have shot. If you were able to reach the gun at that point, you would have, you know? And then there wouldn't have been a full chamber. And to begin with, where was the tablet mentioned in this arc? Let's keep listening. Let's keep listening.
I guess that makes some sense.
Complete sense.
I wouldn't be so sure about that. Aren't you overlooking something?
What am I overlooking?
Huh?
The victim was stabbed from the front, meaning she could have seen the killer coming, correct?
Mm-hmm.
If so, why didn't she shoot them?
A stealth attack! I bet the killer memorized her AI movements.
Her AI movements?
That girl must have been killed before she had the chance to defend herself.
Yeah.
That's not technically true. There's evidence of a struggle between the victim and the killer.
Where was the tablet mentioned in the argument? Where was the tablet mentioned in the argument? Where was it mentioned? Just show the victim's hands, bro. I know it's the victim's hands, bro. Yes, choose this piece of evidence.
This is it.
Got it.
We found dry blood under the victim's fingernails, which implies she was clawing at her attacker.
Yeah, so how did the blood get back on
Of
the
course, no
assault
explanation
rifle?
is definitive without photo proof of the killer, but I'm confident this is what happened.
Why would you resort to scratching when you're carrying a gun?
Did something get
Are
in
we
the way of her
losing the
using
thought
it?
process?
Wonder if that killer stole it from her.
She should have seen or heard him coming from the hallway at the very least.
Why do you think she was in the hallway?
That's where the fight happened, right?
Hear me out. I have a theory. Because I want to predict this before it tells us. What if she had an assault rifle just cuz, right? Went to the janitor's closet to grab bleach to wash her clothes, right? She was grabbing the bucket of bleach because she had to put the assault rifle down to grab the bleach because you need 2 hands to carry a bucket of bleach, right? She's grabbing the bleach. Attacker comes and attack her. She drops the bleach, spills it up into the air. It ends up in her scalp. That's why she don't got the gun, and that's how the attacker attacked her. Boom. It makes complete sense, right?
We befriend the bear after we beat it in a brawl, then we ride it into a Chuck E. Cheese. Dance, dance, revolution.
I think you're getting ahead of yourself. How can we be sure the fight happened there?
Maybe the fight started in the hallway, and after it ended, her body was dragged into the closet.
If that happened, shouldn't there have been streaks of blood on the floor or in the hallway?
You're right.
Drag marks. Can't say I saw any.
Me neither.
It was merely a jest. No need to take it so seriously.
No, it's okay.
Instead of dragging the victim, what if the killer carried her? I don't know why they would want to do that.
But then
Oop, I cut him off.
Wouldn't the killer have been covered in
blood? Yes.
Aye. It should have gotten everywhere. Those wounds.
There
were
was bleach.
brutal. A few inches deep, I reckon.
He was talking
Good
too slow.
point.
She was obviously killed in the closet. That's where the blood was.
Yes, you're right. I'm so sorry for derailing the conversation.
Oh, it's okay.
That fight. The victim had the gun, but she was overpowered?
Yes.
If she wanted to, she could have just, you know.
You've already established that she cannot.
It doesn't make much sense, does it?
There must be something we're missing. Something that explains how the victim was overpowered. And I'm the only one that can figure that out? Why are you the only one? Alright. Let's talk about agree points. During the last nonstop debate, you would have noticed that some phrases were blue. Bet you weren't expecting that, huh? Those phrases are called agree points. They are the counterparts of weak spots. As the name would suggest, if an agree point aligns with the evidence you've gathered, you can use your truth bullets to prove it correct. Simply aim your reticle at it, as you would with a weak spot, and shoot. In your pursuit of the truth, you must be prepared to corroborate your classmates' testimonies. When it would be wise to do so, is for you to figure out. Good luck! Thank you, helpful narrator. Okay, bro, this is about to be This is about to be some nonsensical stuff right here. Bloody knife victim's hands bucket tablet.
That slimy killer pulled a fast one. and knocked the gun out of her hands.
I think so.
By the sounds of it, those two did have a crazy tussle.
They did.
But she still carried a gun. So why didn't she shoot?
Because it was knocked out of her hands.
I bet that girl didn't even see them coming.
See, interesting.
Maybe she thought the killer was her friend? I know I wouldn't hurt a friend.
She tried clawing their eyes out.
Okay, I'm gonna actually try to get this right. Why did the victim not shoot her attacker? She might have actually thought it was her friend. That might not, like, if you're asking me why did the victim not shoot her attacker, it might have been somebody she knew. That would make an interesting story. Imagine it was the teacher that killed her. Ooh. Let's try Bucket. Everyone's got a theory, but who has the actual answer? I'm gonna say she didn't see them coming because the bucket had bleach in it.
Didn't even see them.
Boom, right here. Can I hit it? Hit it, hit it. Oh.
Appreciate the support, but you're not talking any sense, mate.
Excuse me. Now even the pirate is scolding me. What was I thinking? I thought it was a good theory. I'm just gonna start shooting stuff because these arguments never make any sense to me. Yes! Okay, 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 okay. Consent. Break. Oh my gosh, we have one more try.
Has a point. The victim probably couldn't see what was going on. According to the tablet, she suffered chemical burns to the face and eyes. That sort of injury would have effectively blinded her. Also, inside the janitor's closet, there was a large empty bottle of bleach. That's probably the chemical that caused the burns.
Developers, you know what else had the smell of bleach in it? The bucket! Okay, don't make me mad.
Blinded with bleach? That's horrible.
All that pain, yet she still managed to fight back.
She sure put up a struggle. Without a gun, I guess the next best thing was her hands.
So the killer was
She threw
definitely the one who
hands.
blinded her.
Indeed. Knowing she had a gun, he blinded her to make her less dangerous.
That's so
then, when
sad.
he pinned her against the door and stabbed her, she tried to retaliate.
You can't assume it's a he.
Until eventually dying from her wounds.
Jeez, this is brutal. Couldn't they have toned down the violence?
The past is in the past, and we can't change that. All we can do is...
I mean, by the sounds of it,
Jean
you've
always
already
talks too
figured it
slow.
out, right?
No. Not yet.
Seriously?
But we've already discussed so much!
It's been like 10 minutes.
We know she was armed. We know she was blinded. We figured out how she died. How is this not a closed case?
Well, there's still the blood stains on the gun. And then it's how she got the burns to begin with, like the bucket.
Please understand, I'm proud of everyone's hard work so far.
I'm not even gonna say nothing. I'm not even gonna say nothing.
Because of you, we're one step closer to bringing the victim justice.
This was never about the dummy.
However, we should think of this case like an equation. Knowing how it works is only half the struggle. Now we need to figure out why.
We will never know the motive.
As in, the motive?
Mm-hmm. You're on the right track.
But we're just gonna be throwing things at the wall. Like, we don't
You
have any...
speak like we have any information on the killer.
Exactly.
The man's a stock image. He doesn't even have a name. What are we supposed to ascertain?
Rose an
from that?
NPC.
That he's a non-character?
Not every answer will be written down for you. Sometimes actions speak louder than...
Whoa, whoa, whoa!
Oh, she's back. Welcome back, Grace.
Grace?
Whoa, what? Since when was Grace back to normal?
That's what I'm saying.
Right now, soybean. Watching you guys try to solve this mystery has been like watching a dumpster catch on fire.
You have some
I guess all
input.
that smoke must have clouded your vision, cause there's a big-ass elephant in this room.
An elephant in the room?
Which is... I haven't heard a lot from Eva. I thought Eva would be on this.
Too much credit.
So the killer incapacitated that girl. She had a gun, it makes total sense. Problem is, you've yet to explain how he used the bleach.
I sort of assumed he spilled it on the victim.
Right. He just tipped the bottle over her.
That bottle is where the bleach came from, sure. But I doubt the bottle itself was involved in the murder. When we found it, it was neatly ordered on a shelf near the back of the closet. The gun and knife were just thrown on the floor.
Yep.
So it's weird this weapon was handled so differently.
Do you think the killer just poured the contents of that bottle into something else?
The bucket?
Sure, before the actual murder took place, I'd say.
And what is this something else? Go
The
on.
bucket?
Explain it before this dumpster turns molten.
She's really stubborn about this, but I get the point she's trying to make. Before we move on from this subject, we need to make sure its logic is completely sound. All right then, let's put out this fire. I need a non-stop debate for this. Just let me choose the bucket. It's right there. I swear on everything I love and own, if it's not the bucket, I'm gonna lose it.
The bleach go?
Into another bottle?
What about a container?
I like that. Why did it go so fast?
There were a bunch in the closet.
I bet the killer had a secret water gun. So when the victim came in, pow! He squirted her in the eyes.
That might have been more effective with a bucket.
When the battle's over.
Call the fire brigade, Grace.
Because we only have one life, y'all. And we're gonna agree with Ingrid. Why was it so
There were a
fast?
bunch in the cleaner.
You see how it ran off screen as soon as I tried to shoot it? Okay. Bro, how did that
There were a bunch
miss?
in the closet.
Please hit it for the love of God.
Closet.
I bet the killer had a secret.
Why? Why me?
I bet the killer
Why
had
me?
a secret.
How? How did it miss? 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 How did it miss?
I got it.
She's correct. The killer put the chemicals in a bucket. Or, more specifically, the same bucket we found at the crime scene. After all, it reeked of bleach. If the killer didn't use it to transport bleach, what else did they use it for? Personal cleaning? I doubt it.
So you got jokes on Damon. Bet you've been sitting there thinking about that one for the last 30 minutes.
Yo, that makes sense.
A broken clock is right twice a day.
Okay, cool. So, how'd the killer use that bucket to spill bleach in the victim's eyes?
It would be a fairly heavy bucket, so it's unlikely he threw it on her.
She'd shoot him before he even had the chance. Use.
Of course, my apologies.
Don't apologize. You have nothing to apologize for. You're keeping me sane, actually. It's a good question. How is the killer able to get a hefty bucket of chemicals into the victim's eyes? Especially without her knowing. There must be some kind of clue missing here. Think, Damon, think. It was the door. Because apparently the door could be used as a clue. Or it was the step ladder.
Even if he did manage to splash her, the girl should have sustained intense facial burns. However, aside from her eyes, her face was relatively untouched.
You make a good point.
If you check the tablet, it said she had burns to the scalp, too.
Did they put it on her shampoo?
To the scalp? How does that work? Unless those chemicals came from above?
Yes, that's right. Above.
Did the killer somehow suspend the bucket in the air?
Put it on the door frame.
Maybe there was a mechanism that made it tip over when someone entered the room.
Where's this bucket supposed to be again?
Above. Which... well...
Above. Or the shelf, because we had to inspect the shelf, but...
Was the killer hiding above the door frame?
There's no way they were up there. There's nothing for them to sit or hold on to. Not to mention, they couldn't have stabbed her from up there.
And if there's no place for the killer to sit, then there's no place for the bucket to sit.
Not
Unless
exactly.
you take into account the size difference. The space above the entrance might not be able to support a person, but it could still support something as small as a bucket.
And that thing supporting the bucket?
The door. The killer wanted two things: for the bucket to be above the victim and for it to spill on her when she entered the room. In other words, he needs to balance the bucket, but on what? The door. Some of this stuff is so obvious, and it's just like, oh my gosh. I can't. I got it.
I don't know how we overlooked this, but the killer just balanced the bucket on the door.
This is my favorite.
Like
This is my favorite
in those
OST.
water bucket pranks people film?
Yes.
Exactly. When the victim came into the room, she pushed open the door and caused the bucket to fall on her.
Why would she even go to the janitor's closet in the
This would
first
make it
place?
so she couldn't shoot back or even get a chance to see her assailant. When the bucket hit the ground, it probably rolled away. That'd explain why we found it a couple feet from the victim.
But I feel like if you had bleach dumped on you, and it like dumped on the top of your head and came down your face, because it had to get on her eyes at some point. So like I feel like it would still burn like the rest of your face.
That is a
And like
possibility.
your
yes.
clothes will be all wet and it'll probably stain some a little bit there.
It sounds like the best conclusion.
There's just one problem. Unless they were abnormally tall, it'd be difficult to place something on top
The
of that
step
door.
ladder!
Well, let's use that as our next point of discussion. How did the killer set up this trap?
Was there anything at the crime scene they could have used as a boost? If I can answer that, I'll add further credibility to my theory. Spot selection? Oh yeah, step ladder. Yes.
This is it.
Got it. This is it.
There was a stepladder hiding behind the closet door. The killer probably used that. After climbing it, they could position the bucket right on top of the door.
Figures.
My precious stepladder? You think the bad guy used my super duper obvious stepladder?
Yes.
Match point. Occam's razor.
Yes, it
is
appears
a lot
that
of
killer
Occam's razor
didn't
here.
care much for subtlety. No
No.
matter how obvious it seems, it's the only answer that makes sense.
It was
Unless-
a knick-knack of its kind, too. If there's something else that killer could have used, it's escaping me.
I see. It makes sense with what we've got so far. But I'm not done yet. I still have one last question for you apes.
Please just leave us alone.
She's Australian, not British.
Hey, don't be like that. Grace may be loud, but her questions have really helped our discussion.
True.
Anyway,
Give credit where credit's due.
What was the killer doing when that bucket poured onto the girl's head?
Hiding.
He obviously didn't just stand there and observe.
I mean, he could have. Could have stood behind the door. You know? I have to agree. They must have been hiding somewhere, waiting for her to arrive. Somewhere nearby, I'd assume. Focus. Concentrate. Where was the killer hiding? I don't think it was outside. It was definitely not on top of the door frame. I say behind the door, right? Like, that seems pretty... Am I tripping? No? Okay,
What
that
about
was not
behind
correct.
The door? The killer could have hidden there as the girl entered.
Wouldn't the stepladder be in the way?
Oh, I'm sorry. Stand on the stepladder. Whatever. In the back of the janitor's closet.
I got it.
Got it.
I've got it. The killer was hiding in the back of the closet. If he was pressed up against the furthest shelf and facing the entrance, there'd be a diagonal path between him and his victim. I say diagonal because that's the only way you can make a direct charge forward. Also, when the victim entered the room, she would have been standing with her back to the hallway, right outside the killer's range. That's why the stab wounds were only made to her chest.
Creating the crime scene we found! Great job, guys! We're actually doing this!
That was the last mystery, right? Ugh, we must have put everything together now.
Even if it's all fake, I feel really bad for this victim.
Yeah,
It's an ugly sight,
is
but
crazy.
she's no victim.
Huh?
Well, technically she is, but let's be real. The girl was carrying a gun.
That's true.
She probably provoked the killer, and they killed her in self-defense. It's a clear-cut case of the hunter becoming the hunted, no?
I don't know if that's the
That's
case,
no
but she
excuse.
was carrying the assault rifle.
What?
There's no justifying murder. Killing a woman is the worst thing a man could do.
You're emanating a noticeable amount of emotional tension. Are you okay?
He's probably seen some cases, like...
There's no excuse. There never was an excuse.
Oh, okay. He's passionate about this one.
28 stab wounds.
28
no
stab
person
wounds!
should ever suffer Kara's fate.
Wait, who's Kara?
It was the victim's name! Didn't anyone read the tablet?
I agree with you, dude. But you don't have to shout out your point.
Wolfgang? This isn't you. Look at me. This isn't you, Wolfgang. Let's bring it back, okay?
Oi, what's all this about? We figured out the case. Stop trying to drag it on.
No. We're not finished here.
I'm sorry.
There's no murder without a proper motive. We need to discuss why Kara died.
Why did she have an assault rifle?
I'm not going this far for a fictional murder case.
I'm going this far.
We're looking for a murderer. We're looking for answers, which we have.
Do you turn in a half-finished exam, Winona? An essay without its conclusion?
Clock it! Why he kind of look, you know what? Nope.
This isn't about efficiency. This is about being right. Or do you, a supposed entrepreneur, not value integrity?
Obviously she doesn't.
What the hell?
He is kind of tripping though.
Let's just talk about the motive. There's no harm in doing that.
Desmond's like,
right?
I'm sorry, calm down, Jamal. Don't pull out the 9.
Well, what was the motive? Was the killer fighting for their life?
Eva's finally putting some chips in the bag. Like, thank you. That is, I think that's important distinction.
If I was in the killer's shoes, I'd definitely be nervous.
Yeah, like
Thing is,
somebody had a gun.
while acting out of self-defense is possible, since when does it look like this?
Yeah, putting the bleach on top of the door was
Given the
very
severity,
deliberate.
I'd liken it to a crime of passion.
But they knew they had a gun.
What if they were frightened? A spooky thing might have set them off big time.
That's wrong. There's no way this was done in self-defense.
He's so emo.
No matter what excuse the killer uses, it doesn't change the fact they have blood on their hands.
Yo, bud. You seem a little pressed.
He is big pressed.
Silence! I won't allow this!
Wow, things are getting emotional! While you've only been using logical arguments to further the trial so far, now might be a good time to change your approach. Introducing the pathos mechanic. During non-stop debates, the emotionally charged commentary of your classmates will appear as purple text. These comments are called pathos statements. Ooh, new mechanic! You can absorb these pathos statements by hovering over them with your reticle and pressing E or LT. The pathos statements will then be loaded into your truth cylinder. Find a weak spot that is directly contradicted by the pathos statement and fire! If successful, you'll make a powerful emotional argument to counteract your opponents. Stay on the lookout for pathos statements. While you'll always be able to advance the trial using pure logic, emotional arguments can lead to some unique conversations. We're going for every single pathos statement possible. Non-stop debate! Okay, I gotta hold E to absorb. We're absorbing somebody's stay, I don't care.
To kill Kara so easily and without restraint. There is no way to justify this.
Okay.
Take a chill pill, man.
You expect me to stay calm? This was the sadistic killing of one of humanity's brightest.
We shouldn't make a lot of assumptions about the killer's morals. This could have been self-defense.
Okay.
You don't even know the damn killer.
That's true. You don't.
Just the crime scene they left behind.
Yeah.
This killer, dead or alive, deserves to be brought to justice!
He is a lawyer.
But how can we do that? There's no reason to trust.
Lawyer's intuition. I gotta hold E. E.
You have no
proof. That's a hard thing to reach. Hold on.
So says the ultimate liar.
But what does lawyer's intuition go to? So we have lawyer's intuition, but we need to figure out what that goes to anyways. Was this murder justified or was it truly unforgivable? I feel like I have an obligation to find the truth. Okay, what would lawyer's intuition go to?
There's no
Okay, we got it. Oh, there's no reason to trust you. Oh!
So says
Oh!
the
Oh! I'm
ultimate
here.
lie.
I'm locked in. I'm locked in. I'm locked in.
20 minutes later.
There's no
Boom!
No, that's wrong.
Finally. That's wrong. Let's get this
Expertise
interesting
shouldn't be
conversation I spent
overlooked
7
here.
minutes on.
If there's anyone to believe, it's the lawyer.
Back him up.
Say what?
Wolfgang has spent his life in the courtroom and on the crime scene. He'd understand the criminal mind in ways we can't possibly imagine.
Is this Damon complimenting somebody? Wow.
He's even emotionally invested in a
This is
murder
a first
case
for
we've never seen
everything.
before. If his lawyer's intuition tells us that the killer was in the wrong, then we have no reason to disagree. We're all ultimates for a reason. We need to trust in talent.
Clock it.
Well spoken. If Wolfgang is adamant about the killer's intentions, we should have faith in him.
Yeah, Wolfgang's clearly trying his best for us.
Let's trust in the lawyer and his bargain bin buddy.
do.
Hey! If it means going home, then new guy's convinced me.
New
Right
guy.
on! Team Wolfgang all the way!
My sweetheart.
Thank you all for your support.
And we calmed him down a little
Oliva?
bit.
Do you still disagree?
Clock
Even
it.
if I did, it's not worth pursuing.
Does this mean we're done here? Hey! We're disembodied voice! We figured out your stupid case. Now let us leave!
Is he asleep? Wakey, wakey.
In all honesty, I stopped paying attention a long time ago.
What? We only went through this case because of you.
Silly me, I have a short attention span.
Mood.
So, just for my own benefit, why don't you summarize the information you've learned?
Ooh, did we get a comic?
Practice.
Practice?
Fine. I'll do as you ask.
Uh-oh.
I'll present the truth.
We'll present the truth together.
Who? We, Cassidy.
Let's dig into it.
Yes, comic book time. It's time to bring this class trial to an end. It's time for the closing argument. During the closing argument, you must summarize the case from start to finish. Naturally, your medium will be a comic book. Since the class has a relatively good understanding of the case, some parts of the comic are already complete. But it seems your peers have glossed over the small details, judging by those gaps in the story. To fill these gaps, you have been provided a collection of stock panels. Use the WASD keys to navigate your stock. However, hover your mouse over the relevant gap and press the left key to enter the panel. Don't forget the Q and E keys. Those are how you flip between pages. By the way, gaps will reveal a hint if you hover over them. If you ever need to revisit this information, the control panel is only one F3 key away. Now, stand up straight. You can fix that tie. We've got a case to close. Let's go. Okay, where did the killer hide? This was in the back of the storage room. How did the killer reach the door frame? That was step ladder. We don't have that. What did the killer pour into the bucket? It was bleach. How was the trap triggered? By opening the door. There we go. Yes, nice. So I guess he was hiding in the janitor's closet. I thought I was gonna specify like the back of the janitor's closet, but I guess not. Let's try this one. Okay, good. Yep, that's it. I think we got more. We have one more. Going up the step ladder. So how did they put the bleach up there? What was the victim carrying? No. What did the killer pour into the bucket? How did they reach the door frame? Boom. Correct. Okay, clawing at the killer's neck. Or assault rifle. I know assault rifle goes back here for what was the victim carrying. Locked. Okay, let's go. And then we have clawing at the guy's neck. That would have been after she was stabbed. What did the victim do when they were stabbed? Claw at the guy's neck. Locked. Perfect score. Perfect victory. And one last panel. I think this just fits in. It was what did the killer pour into the bucket? Bleach. Yay!
This is how it happened.
Got it. This is how it happened. Lay it out for us. Tap, tap.
The victim was Kara Koshkinen, the ultimate teacher's aide. Right before her death, she was wandering around the academy carrying a large assault rifle.
We don't know why. Still, to this day.
That was probably when our unnamed killer who was armed with a knife, spotted her.
And decided he'd put her to eternal rest.
I don't know how you got this conclusion
He
drawn.
slid inside that little janitor's closet, where he began hatching a deadly scheme.
Aye. They needed a way to surprise the victim, who was better armed. The killer grabbed a bottle of bleach from the closet and poured its contents into a bucket.
That's because they wanted to blind Kara by splashing the bleach in her eyes.
Sneaky little bastard.
Imagine they just
But
spilled the bleach
to
on
do that,
themselves and it was case
they would
over.
need to set a trap and catch the victim by surprise. The killer moved a step
Or
ladder
imagine the
behind
bleach
closet door
spilled in the
and
other
climbed
direction.
up it to reach the door frame. There, they carefully placed the bucket.
That way, when the victim opened the door, the bucket would empty its contents all over.
After completing this setup, the killer retreated to the far end of the janitor's
did they get
closet
her to
and
come to the
waited for
closet,
victim's
though?
arrival.
Oh, really? Rattle rattle was how we got her to come to the closet? Really?
The killer could have made noise to attract the victim's attention. Either way, the victim tried to open the door.
And, the bleach splashed all over her. Her scalp, face, and eyes were severely burned.
Youch!
Aww.
The killer leapt from his hiding place and began viciously attacking Kara. In his fit of rage and cruelty, he stabbed her from the front 28 times.
While being stabbed, the victim tried to fight back by clawing at the killer. This left the dried blood under her fingernails. However, it didn't deter the killer, and the victim eventually died.
At present, we don't have enough information to reveal the killer's true identity, but their actions haven't been forgotten. That is the truth behind this case.
I want to know the motive and why she had an assault rifle. Like, there's still
are
a
you
bunch of mysteries
satisfied?
to this case.
A measly 3 acts. Poor Horace would be beside himself.
Who the hell is...
No one cares! We've done your end of the bargain. Now let us out
Case
already!
closed.
That is what I promised, isn't it? All right, I'll let you leave this room.
This room?
But before I do, may I be frank with you all for a second?
Can you please tell us more?
This entire time I've been hiding behind a speaker, afraid to show my face. My heart tells me you'll react cruelly to it. However, my head, it raises a compelling argument.
You're the
Who
sheephead,
cares
right?
what others think? Shouldn't I get to have a little fun once in a while? Yes. Let's do away with these silly boundaries already. It's time we meet face to face.
Glad you wouldn't be a speaker for the entire game. Face to face.
What was that all about?
Everybody, look over there!
He's right behind me, isn't he? Oh, love the theatrics. Hi, sheep man. Or goat man.
Toss away those pickaxes, peasants! The walls have finally crumbled.
Kind of, it's giving Persona 5 underneath the mask.
What will you do now that you've reached the other side? Will you treasure this new land? Serve it? Or will you
what's
set
bro
it
yapping about?
ablaze? Well, peasants, have you made your choice?
Considering you're calling us peasants, I think so.
Yo, what the fuck is going on?
Real.
Are you the speaker guy?
Bro's the speaker guy.
No. You don't address your superiors like that. Within
Bro, you
the
ain't our
halls of this
principal.
academy, you'll refer to me by one name, and one name only.
Monokuma.
His Highness, the
Ooh.
great and powerful Tozu, host of the Killing Game.
We're right here. Desmond, take out your crossbow. Pull fire. We're right. He's right here. He's right here. He is right behind me. Killing game. Class trial end. Yay. Let's finish out this chapter, shall we?
Well done.
Hey, what do you mean killing
The
game?
show must go on.
Oh, the text names are kind of messed up, so I'll just assume. Did you really think the story would end once we reach the climax of the case? Quite the contrary. This is only the beginning.
That's...
Of what?
Why the long face?
Isn't it obvious? You, my dear subordinates,
Blood is rushing.
are going to kill each other. That's not... That's not funny.
But then...
But you said we could go home if we solved the mystery. I gave you peasants an incentive. That's not my fault you took it the wrong way. What are you talking about? You lied to us.
Rubbish.
Lied? Oh, no, absolutely not. I'm a fair man, a man sworn to the truth, and if I recall correctly, should you all agree on the right answer, you will be free to leave this place. That is what I promised, isn't it? Alright, I'll let you leave this room. I specifically said you could leave this room, not go home. You sneaky son of a...
Not okay!
You're full of... Man. There you go. Losing control of your voice. That's how you know you've lost the argument. Logic is a cowardly thing like that. It'll jump ship the moment it's confronted with a challenge. He didn't lie, did he? He said he never lies. So when he said this was Eden's Garden Academy... BS! What am I doing, believing someone like him? There's no other way around it. He's lying.
Dude!
Hey, why didn't you tell us about your dumb game sooner? And watch you peasants run away.
Pathetic.
Pff, I can't host a game without any contestants. Please don't do this. I just want to go home. I want to be with my family. Please, just let me go home.
There's no need to worry.
There's no need to cry, Miss Tolner. Huh? We're all civilized here. No one is going to kill simply because they've been ordered to. What's this? The peasant has a rebuttal.
Let's see.
A match between unprepared, unfit players. You could hardly call that a match. In much the same way, this game you proposed. A killing game between students who don't have a heart to kill. Do you seriously think we'd abandon our morals so quickly?
Hey!
Yeah, that's totally right. We're like super boring people. We don't have what it takes to do something like that. My heart is terribly soft. Softer than the most delicate piece of mochi. When I see a fly in my room, I catch the poor dear in a jar and return her to nature. My mochi heart would melt otherwise.
I see.
I see. That's your argument, is it?
How interesting.
So, what has you so convinced? What do you mean? What makes you think the people in this room lack the heart to kill? Do you even know anything about them besides their names and ultimate talents?
Pathetic.
If you do, then tell me, regarding killing, where do they stand? Are they okay with murder if it's for the greater good? Are they okay with murder if it guarantees their survival? Is where they currently stand on the issue the same as where they're willing to stand? Go on. You've had a couple of hours to get to know everyone. That's plenty of time to learn their life stories, right? Should I take that as a no? Goodness, what a surprise. Not! You wouldn't be here, all dressed up in that fancy suit if you were so naive.
Such a spoil sport.
Oh, and one more thing. That trial you just did, that was your preparation for the killing game.
Get out.
How? All you did was make us play detective. And for good reason. Plot twist! If one of you is killed, the remaining students will participate in the true class trial. Your objective here is simple. Uncover the culprit, if you can. Using evidence you've gathered during the investigation, you will argue who you believe committed the murder. The result will be decided by popular vote. And if you choose the right person, they alone will be executed, and the killing game will continue. However, if you choose the wrong person, the guilty party will be set free, and the rest of you will be executed instead. Those are the rules of the game. Everyone understand? So we're back to our normal, regularly scheduled programming, it seems. all of us will be executed? That's not fair.
Isn't this lovely?
Really? I think it's one of our most beautiful rules. Everyone has an incentive to participate in the game, innocent or otherwise, so we won't have, like the other people, not invest in the crime scene. Because they were irritating me having input and you didn't even see anything. Like, what are you talking about? That's insane. You're treating us like pigs to slaughter. Nonsense. All of you have the chance to survive this game. Do you think the common butcher is so merciful? By the way, if no guilty party ever escapes, the killing game will end when there are only 2 students left? See, now that's different, because usually we have about like 5 or 6 people left. 2? You may want to remember that, or maybe you don't care. It depends on what kind of person you are. Out of all the 16 people here, only 2 will be allowed to survive.
No shot.
2 people? That's hardly better than if someone gets away with murder. I know! That's what makes it so funny. Most of you will die, no matter what. And yet with every passing trial, you'll all cling to life more desperately. And that exact mindset is what causes more murders to happen. Aren't these rules simply brilliant? A perfect test of the limits of human compassion.
Destruction.
I can't wait to see all of you in action. Is that Desmond? The madman's loud, tinnitus-inducing laughter was suddenly cut off by a well-timed strike from behind. Who was it? Grace?
I said it a million times, you mangy fucking
yes.
I want nothing to do with this stupid game!
Finally, somebody with common sense!
Ow, 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 ow! Stop it!
Since you've made it clear you won't listen to reason, I'll just make sure you have no arms to kill with!
Like, why did you come out in person, you dummy?
Do you even listen to when I talk?
No.
I'm not the one doing the killing. It's you lot who are...
Grace drove her fist directly into his stomach. Yeah! She followed it with another blow, and another. And when it looked like she wasn't going to be satisfied until he was dead, I saw it. From out of nowhere, a tiny red dot appeared on Grace's face! Grace is about to get sniped! Please, Grace, stop it. You gotta stop, Grace.
Hey! Stop already! There's a...
Oh, no. Oh, my God! No way! 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 There's no way! There's no way! I clicked this next button. There's no way! There's no way! I have tears in my eyes, bro. I have tears in my eyes. Y'all bet not kill Grace, bro. Grace is one of my favorite. Y'all bet not kill Grace. Stop. The sound of a gunshot echoed in our ears. Stop. Oh my gosh, she's alive. Oh my gosh, she's alive. Chat, look. I have tears in my eyes. If Grace died, bro. I have tears in my eyes. If Grace died right there. Oh my God, I was about to lose it. Grace released the man from her grip. Speechless, she moved her hand to her cheek, which had been nicked by the stray bullet. Oh my God. I'm beyond baffled. That's why the teacher had the assault rifle. She was the teacher's aide, so it was a student that murdered her. Oh my God. I need to calm down. My face is watering, bro. Okay. We all looked in the direction the shot came from. The shooter stood directly by the pillar, a trail of smoke rising from the mouth of her rifle. Her mask. The design was a panther instead of a goat, but it was clear that she was working with him.
You
shot at her.
For real?
This is getting out of hand. Now there are two of them. Everyone slowly backed away from Tozu, suddenly fearful for their lives. What a shocking and unnecessary display of violence.
You think?
You think? I was talking about the Gopher woman. Well, now that you've become acquainted with our enforcer, Mara, if any of you kids try to jeopardize the killing game, such as by attacking me, she'll be there to put an end to your shenanigans. Even though she misses her shots. Mozart, shut up! Shut up before you get shot! Shut up before you get shot! That was just a warning. I assure you he'd be unwise to further test her sharpshooting ability.
In any case...
Desmond, she ain't got nothing on you. Desmond, look at me. She ain't got nothing on you. Regardless, I finally have an answer to your previous question. You asked me if I knew anything about my friends besides their names and talents. Truthfully, I don't. But I'll continue to trust them as if I do, because they're ultimates. Huh? They are charged with the betterment of society. They've proven themselves to be above simple acts of interest.
We will not succumb!
We will not succumb, even if you trap us, fire guns at us, and force us to endure farcical courtroom procedures. He's right. Grace was trying to compose herself, still clearly shocked by her run-in with death.
Test me.
No matter how weird these guys are, they're talented. Do you really think an ultimate will fall for this BS? That's right. My friends and I have too much to live for, and too much to achieve. We won't throw all that away for your killing game. We're all going to escape. We have to. One by one, the students raised their voices in solidarity with Wolfgang. Mozart, is Damon really the type of person you would trust? Is he really? All of them were so confident in what they were saying, so willing to blindly put their faith in each other. And for some reason, it made me sick. Damon sucks! Like, can you be hopeful and optimistic for just once?
My.
Never underestimate the strength of human connection. I am quite familiar with this idea. What kind of captain would I be if I can't even handle a small crew of 15? What is this horrible feeling of contempt? Why do I feel this way when everyone else seems so hopeful? Is Damon despairing? The voices inside me was answered by another. No, you've got it all wrong. The students turned their attention towards Eva, surprised by her words. Eh? Do you actually believe no one here will try to kill? You're really naive. You don't know how you made it as a lawyer. Well, instead of resorting to random ad hominem attacks, why don't you explain your reasoning?
It's the truth.
It's obvious. Compared to normal people, ultimates are more prone to killing, not less. Living with constant praise from the public has ruined our sense of self. If you need an example, just look around the room.
What a joke.
Excuse me? In the outside world, ultimates will do anything to further their own goals. The same is probably true here. Once you realize your dreams can only be achieved if you escape, you'll resolve to murder. If you continue to convince all of these people to trust each other, they'll only be more vulnerable. Unless that was your plan all along. Is it possible you want to make everyone vulnerable so that it will be easier for you to kill them? Don't accuse Wolfgang of wanting to kill people. He would never. That's
enough.
That's enough. Suddenly, Ingrid stepped in front of Wolfgang protectively. Wolfie's done nothing wrong. He's given us all a vote of confidence. Yeah, it's something we all needed.
Please.
So stop trying to turn us against each other, please. The horrible feeling grew stronger as the other students admonished Eva. It grew stronger and stronger, and I knew I had to say something. Eva's right. Huh?
No.
Damon, not you too. Look, I get it. You want to make the situation less scary for everyone. But Eva made a good point. All of us have a clear motivation to leave this place, even at the cost of other people's lives. Whether it's to see our families again or for the sake of our talents.
Don't say that!
No, I would never kill anybody.
That's not it.
Diana, you yourself admitted you had too much to achieve. Don't you see how that's playing into the masked man's hands? This whole we're all ultimates thing is pretty inane anyways. After meeting all of you, it's clear none of us have the same goals.
Hold on.
What are you insinuating? Don't we all carry the same obligation to improve the world we live in? His question angered me more than anything that had been said before. I want a new main character. I want a new main character now. I don't like this very much. I can no longer suppress my true feelings.
That's wrong.
Look, the title barely means jack nowadays, alright? Most ultimates are just dullards obsessing over some pointless hobby. Their talents don't contribute anything of worth. The only thing they're capable of is leeching off public attention for their own goals. Ouch.
You've got to be kidding me.
You've got to be kidding me. Running a business that feeds millions is pointless?
No.
Some of you are an exception. Some of you are an exception, obviously. But come on, there's no way the rest of you can improve the world we live in with your niche
That was
fixations.
very...
Don't you mean rest of us? You're an ultimate too. Yeah, what the heck makes you so special? I could feel the words worming their way into my soul. What makes you so special? Well, I can actually achieve many things with my talent. You're coping! You're coping! You're useless! Brother, you're useless! I can argue policy, consider ethics and morality. Better yet, I was the one who got you guys through that trial.
Really?
Is that really what happened? I remember all of us helping out.
Shrimp?
Yo, I see what's going on. You think you're better than us just because you say words nobody understands? Well, that kind of stuff is relative. Like, tell me what a dragster is. Do you know? Watch your step, lest you trip and fall from the unparalleled heights of your vanity.
Not good enough.
I'm disappointed in you. How are you so concerned about making yourself look good when we're in the middle of a death game? Like, Damien is gonna get murdered. Like, you set yourself up. Wait, I wasn't trying to. It was no use. They turned against me, hurling obscenities, scowling, or simply shaking their heads. Do I sense anger, hatred, an unquenchable sense of bloodthirst? Well, save that for later. I'm the only person who can spill blood in the courtroom. The elevator will take you back to the killing game arena. We've cleaned up the crime scene and prepared a dorm room for each of you.
Lost.
Thanks. Now can you get lost?
Good evening.
Okay. He returned to his podium with the masked woman trailing closely behind. The bizarre mechanisms that brought him into the room lowered the two of them into the ground and out of sight.
Hey.
Still, we're not going to kill anyone, right, guys? No matter what happens, we're all going to make it out of here, okay? It was only when the madman had left that reality truly began to set in. I'm trapped in a killing game with people who despise me. Like, what did you think you would accomplish? Oh my gosh. Damon, you make me mad. You make me mad, Damon. You make me mad. Like, you could have at least... You didn't even try... You never tried to get along with people. How did this happen? Well, if it isn't the consequences of my own actions. I just wanted to help. I wanted to make sure we didn't trust each other too easily. And now I'm being treated like the bad guy. Will these people practice what they preach? Will they really refuse to kill? I can't trust anyone here. You might be able to trust Eva. For better or for worse, it's me versus them. That's a bad mindset. So cute, the beginning of the end. The beginning of an unfathomable nightmare. An unrelenting despair. The beginning of the killing game. Let's go! Ooh, this is a nice backdrop. Y'all about to see that in the thumbnail. Vows woven by stitches. I didn't get to read it again because I was so focused on the background. To be continued! Oh my gosh, this is so exciting. That was crazy. That was insane to experience firsthand. That was I literally had tears in my eyes. Like, that's how crazy that was. I was a little worried at the beginning because I'm like, where is the killing at? Where's the killing at? But we got it. We're here. We're locked in. And I know during the trial, I may have seemed a bit upset. But yeah, nothing against the developers. It is an amazing, fantastic game, and the writing is fantastic. It's just a couple of the logical leaps that were made could be applied to other objects, you know? But I'm sure that's improved upon in Chapter 1, because this did come out a longer time ago than Chapter 1 did. So yeah, if you're ready to see Part 3, click that like button down below to let me know. Even though we're almost at the end of the video, the show does not stop, and we need more people like you, so subscribe to join the showstoppers. That's all from me, and I'll see you in the next video. Toodles!